came here to see her in person because I liked her character on TV. I can relate to what she says about science and discovery and all. I like science, and I'm pretty good at it. I get the best grades in my class in biology and math. I stole my brother's chemistry set and did some experiments. They came out all right. I had fun. I'm ready to hear the whole story. I want to know what a medical researcher does and what biomedical research is all about. I've got a few questions. What could I do as a scientific researcher? Could I discover something totally new? Maybe a cure for a children's disease. But doesn't it cost like $1 million to become a doctor? And how many years do I have to go to school to do it? It's a little scary and confusing. I'm not even sure what I would study. What exactly is a scientific researcher anyway? Okay, basic, clinical, PhD, MD, children's health, women's health, blood diseases, wow. I'm starting to think that being a scientific researcher is a pretty cool thing. My hypothesis is that science is fun. Now I'm gonna collect data from all of you and see if I can prove or disprove my idea. Let's call it an experiment to see if I'm really cut out to be a researcher. Now any good scientist starts with some background about their subject. So I did a little historical research of my own. I found out there were quite a few great women scientists in history. There were women in other branches of science as well. Too many to name, but too few for 4,000 years of history. I think the next 1,000 years will be different. But back to now. I understand the difference between general types of researchers, but tell me about you. What is your research all about? Okay, let's recap what we know so far about our sample population of researchers. Basic researchers, like Dr. Noguchi, usually look at things on the molecular level and don't deal directly with patients. They usually earn a PhD because it allows them lots of lab training, and their thesis could lead to a lifetime of experiments. They're like Lewis and Clark discovering new frontiers in science. Clinical researchers, like Dr. Young, go to medical school so they can work with patients and often divide their time between their practice and their experiments in the lab. They can use the results of their research to help patients. Dr. Pachars is a mixture of everything. She started as a basic researcher and then moved into clinical research. And now she runs a hospital division and does outcomes research. She's done it all. And here's what I know about me. I like to solve puzzles like Dr. Noguchi, and I love to learn new things. But it sounds hard. All that studying, can I do that? What makes it worthwhile? How did you ever decide on this? In other words, why did you do it? That's awesome. Finding a cure for babies' blindness, discovering how to turn a gene on and off, helping women detect cancer. I understand what you do and why you do it. Your work helps lots of people lead better lives. And outside life? It sounds like you made the right choice when you decided to become researchers. It's looking better and better to me, too. I got the data, I gathered the facts, and I analyzed the results. I like science. I'm good at it. But where do I go from here? What do I do now? What does a girl like me do to become a scientist like you?